So I made a very interesting post the other day about how if you act stupid, people will tell you interesting things. And that got really misinterpreted and misunderstood by a lot of people. I think some people, kind of pushed back about the idea of acting stupid. Some people thought I was making a joke. Some people didn't really understand what I was saying or think that there's some kind of balance to pretending to be stupid or acting like you're not very smart, that kind of thing. So I wanted to actually dive into that idea a little bit. First of all, everybody wants to act like they're the smartest person in the room, and that's just a human universal. A lot of us have this image. You remember the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's wonderful invention, the character that kind of launched the whole idea of the mystery novel, the mystery genre. And the whole point with Sherlock Holmes, if you've never actually read the books, he was this brilliant guy that was always the smartest, always knew everything, was able to deduce, he would look at, the wear pattern on your shirt and were able to deduce what your employment was, what kind of work you did, who you met with, where you bought your clothes, all these little things. So he was always the smartest person, always had everything understood. And people think that they want to be that way. They want to emulate that. They want to be Sherlock Holmes. They want to walk into a room and just spout out everything and know everything. And everyone's going to look to them with all of the answers, and they're going to think that they're going to be sought after because they're the expert and they know everything. But that is absolutely not the way it works in real life. Not only that, but that's not the way it worked for Sherlock Holmes. If you actually read the old stories, that Sherlock Holmes was not well liked. Sherlock Holmes was a cocaine addict. Sherlock Holmes had all kinds of things about him that were unpleasant. That was the whole point of the story. He was like this brilliant, gifted guy that was also half crazy and drove everybody nuts. And that's exactly the way it works in real life. If you are constantly acting like the smartest person in the room, you're never going to really make people feel comfortable. You're never going to endear yourself with people. You're not going to have a full personalized experience with people. And it's really for one simple reason. And this is true even, by the way, if they're paying you for your expertise. And this is a really hard thing for people to wrap their heads around. They think, well, if somebody's paying me for my expertise, then I should have all the answers. I should be the smartest. I should walk into the room and everyone looks to me like the oracle and I'm going to answer all their questions. There's one reason that doesn't work. That's because everybody else thinks the exact same thing. Everybody thinks they're the smartest person in the room. So when you walk in and you act like the smartest person in the room, if you're right, if you are the smartest person in the room, then you're just knocking them down a notch. They want to be the smartest person in the room, and now they know they're not. Now, if you come in and you act like the smartest person in the room and you're not the smartest person in the room, that can be even worse because now they're just going to dismiss you. I paid this guy all this money and he doesn't even understand as much as I understand about this stuff. So either way, you lose. It's a lose-lose scenario to act like you're the smartest person in the room. Instead, let me give you a slightly different frame on that. Instead of acting like the smartest person in the room, try to make everybody else feel like they're the smartest person in the room. And you can do that pretty simply. And you've probably even experienced this, stories like this. I can remember back in the 90s, Newt Gingrich, who worked with Bill Clinton. Newt Gingrich was the head of the House of Representatives. He was the Republican, and he would always talk about Bill Clinton as though he was super charismatic because no matter how big the room was, no matter how many people were there, Bill Clinton made you feel like you were the only person there, you were the most interesting person there, and you were the one that he wanted to talk to. And that's that strategy. It's the exact same strategy. You're not trying to overpower somebody. You're not trying to impress somebody. And who you're trying to impress? Why do you need that validation from somebody? Why do you need everybody to think you're smarter? And again, remember, everybody else wants to be the smartest. So instead, don't act like the smartest. Now, I might get a little pushback because I said you should act stupid. I don't mean stupid. I really mean more like ignorant, more like curious. I suppose, it's really super easy to act that way. And that's just ask questions. If somebody says something, even if you know all of it inside out, if somebody says something about astrophysics and you've got a PhD in astrophysics and you wrote the book on astrophysics, if you're Neil deGrasse Tyson and somebody says something about astrophysics, all you have to do is say, "Really? I didn't know that. Tell me a little bit more about that." And you instantly make them feel better. Let me tell you something. There is no scenario where you say, "Oh, tell me more about that." And they're going to think, "Oh, this guy's an idiot. This guy's stupid." That never happens. That's not a thing. People will say, "Wow, this guy's really interested." And let me tell you another thing. People remember the way you make them feel. They do not remember what facts and figures you spit out. They do not remember what you did for them. They don't even really remember the words you say, the clothes you wear, the way your hair's cut. They don't remember that stuff. They remember how you made them feel. Did you make them feel good or not? Did you make them feel interesting or not? Did you make them feel bigger or did you make them feel smaller? That's what they'll remember about you. And let me frame it in even more of a precise way. Embrace humility. The odds are you're not the smartest person in the room. Embrace that and don't act like you're the smartest person in the room. And then you can ask questions and you don't feel the pressure of having to know all of the answers. Because as soon as you frame yourself as the smartest person in the room and you don't have the answer for something, well, then you put yourself in a bad situation. So reframe yourself, even if you're supposed to be the smartest person in the room, even if everybody's looking to you. If you start asking questions and you start engaging in genuine curiosity, wanting to know more, and assuming that you don't know it all, embracing humility, embracing the whole idea that, hey, I'm a human, I have limited knowledge, I'm not the expert that knows everything inside and out. Even if you are the expert, even if you do know everything inside and out, nobody knows everything. So if you embrace the idea that you could learn something from every single human being you speak to, even small kids that know nothing, that haven't even finished elementary school, if you embrace the idea that they could teach you something, you will learn new things. You will grow, and you will help other people grow along the way. I hope you enjoyed this today. I hope you learned something. If you did, please do like, share, subscribe, follow, let everybody know.